Good morning, crafty friends. Good morning, and welcome to my craft room. My name is Daryl Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today is Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. Hello, how are you? Welcome to my craft room. Come on in. Come on in. How are you today? I am excited to be sharing with you. I am going to show you a new stamp set from the Sale-A-Bration Brochure. So, how are you? Make sure when you come in that you say hi, chat with me a little bit. I love chatting with you while we're online. So say hi. Let me know that you're here, where you're watching from. If you're watching from Facebook Live, say hello when you come in. If you're watching the replay or if you're watching on YouTube, I'd also like to hear from you. So say hello in the comments below. Let me know where you're from. And if you are on both platforms, give a thumbs up if you like what we're sharing. And if you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. So good morning. Welcome to my room, crafty room. Today's project is going to be, like I said, I'm introducing a new stamp set from the Sale-A-Bration Brochure. By the way, today's the 22nd. We have, how many days do we have? We have 6 days, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. We have 6 days left of Sale-A-Bration, folks. So Sale-A-Bration ends on February 28th. And I wanted to show you as many products from this brochure as I could. So we're focusing on the Sale-A-Bration Brochure. And I think this week coming up, I'm going to pop in and maybe do a recap of the things that we created from using the products in the Sale-A-Bration brochure. And we may actually do one more stamp set from the brochure. So I'm glad you're here. Did you bring your cup with you? We are coffee and creating. Of course, you guys know my normal is French vanilla coffee. So that's what I have in my cup. I hope that your cup is full and by your side as we create this morning. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started soon. And by the way, today's project is going to be short and sweet, but I think you'll like it. There's a little bit of technique there as well. So let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be using today. I'll set this aside. So let's go to the stamp set first. We're using the Day to Celebrate stamp set from the Sale-A-Bration Brochure. And you can tell it's all about celebrations or birthdays. So I just noticed that little OMG. You see that little OMG? There's a hooray. It's a good day to celebrate. So we might use that sentiment. Happy birthday, congrats, all day your way to you. There's some confetti and ribbon or bouncies. There's a ribbon and a birthday hat. Oh, and we have the little fuzzy for the top of the hat too. So Day to Celebrate is the stamp set that we're going to be focusing on. And again, it's in the Sale-A-Bration Brochure. Let's see. I'll show you. Hey, do you guys ever notice that fruit paper? I think I told you I don't have that yet. I'm still working on it. Here we go. Oh, I get squirreled if you wondered where that came from. So it is on page 7 of the Sale-A-Bration Brochure. This is a cute card. There's a couple of examples of cards that you can make. This one's really cute too. Let's see if I can get it close. You see that congrats tag there? I think that's pretty cute on the front. And I like how they have the, maybe it's in cellophane. Cute, cute, cute. So this is what we're using today. Before I put this away, let's just remember, celebration's over on the 28th. Let's put this aside. I'm also using today, so we're not using birthday colors per se, or I'm not sure. Maybe we'll use the birthday sentiment, so I don't want to say that. But I am using the 3D eyelet embossing folder, so you'll see that. And for dies, I am using one of my favorite go-tos. I'm sure you guys see it quite a bit, and it is these stylish shapes. So you get some circles there. They're all stitched too. Let me bring them a little closer so you can see them. And you get circles, squares, and banners. So I'm actually using the banners today. I've cut one of each of the largest banners because I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. And then in terms of designer series paper, I am actually going to use the Splendid Autumn. Can you see that? Because remember I said there's a little bit of technique with today's card. So if you're not familiar with Splendid Autumn, it's scenery and mostly autumn colors or spring. I think it could be spring, or some of them are definitely autumn. But that's kind of what the feel of this designer series paper is. And then, as usual, you have your muted patterns on the back. So that's what we're using. And then, I don't know, if we use an embellishment, I think I'm going to have to dig in my stash, which that could take a minute. There's a lot in my little box to decide what we're going to use in terms of embellishments. But I have chosen the sunflower. I love sunflowers. Is this a sunflower? This is not a sunflower. This is a daisy. I don't know. Is it a black-eyed Susan? Hey, you flower girls, tell me what this is. I'm not sure. It reminds me of sunflowers, which is why I chose it. And then I also, so there's my embossed mat. It is basic white, 5 1/4 by 4. And then I have some banners that I've cut here. I'm not sure which one we're going to use. And I have some backups there just in case we have a boo-boo. And then I also have thick basic white. So this is going to be our card base. And then I have fresh freesia. Because Stampin' Up! Has told me that the fresh freesia matches this designer series paper. So that's what we have. We have to do a little bit of cutting, not a whole lot. And then we're going to do a little bit of stamping. I did bring the black memento, but I am questioning the black memento. I might use fresh freesia. We'll see. All right, so we'll put the designer series paper aside for a minute. We're going to cut that last. Let's go ahead and cut our card base. We're using an 8 1/2 by 11 piece of thick basic white, and we're going to do a standard A2 card. So I'm going to score at 4 1/4 inch. There we go. By the way, if you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you want, if you're chatting with me, which I love, leave it in the comment section below. If I don't see it, I will see it after the live. Sometimes I don't even know that they're there. They're filtered by Facebook. I don't know what tells them who to filter, but sometimes I have to search for them. Just know that I will chat with you back. All right, so we turned it around and we cut it at 5 1/2. So we have 2 card bases here. We only need one. We'll put that extra one aside. All right, and we'll score that in a minute. And then let's move on to our fresh freesia. So we're going to cut the fresh freesia. Let's see, we're going to cut it 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So when I have a dimension that goes above what a standard A2 card would be, what I mean by that is if I cut this piece of cardstock in half lengthwise with the short end towards the top. To cut it in half, I would cut it at 5 1/2 or I'm sorry, 4 1/4. So we'd have 2 even halves of 4 1/4. That would make 2 card bases. And likewise, if I'm cutting on the long side, so I'm cutting, I guess it would be lengthwise, I'm cutting that 11-inch piece of cardstock in half. I would be cutting it at 5 1/4. So the way my brain works, I don't know if this is helpful to you, but I just thought it might be. The way my brain works is the piece that we need, the mat that we need, is going to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. I know that I can't do 4 1/2 because then it would mess up my 2 even mats for the card base. Does that make sense? And I want to at least maintain one of them. So I'm not going to cut it at 4 1/4, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it at 3 1/4. And that is going to make me have less amount of waste or a larger piece that I can definitely use for a card base if I wanted to. That was a mouthful. Did that make sense? I hope it did. All right, so we've cut it at 3 1/4, and then we know we need it at 4 1/2, and that 4 1/2 has to come from the longer section because of the way that I cut it. All right. So here we have this piece, and then we need our designer series paper. So our designer series paper, we're going to cut 3 by 4, and then we're going to cut it down into 1-inch strips. So when you look at your designer series paper, you have to decide which piece of the designer series paper you want to capture the most. And I am kind of, even though we're really dense here with the flowers, let's see if I can get in frame. Sorry, I didn't realize I was out of frame there. So I am kind of wanting to capture some of the sky there because there's a lot of that fresh freesia, if you can see it, and then some flowers. And it also needs to be a portrait cut. So I'm going to try to get some of this area, and I'm going to cut it a little. Let's see, I'll turn it towards me. So width-wise, we need to have it at 3 inches. I'm going to cut it at 4. That will leave a 2-inch piece on the other side. And then I'm going to turn it around and cut it down to 3. There we go. And that way I have the biggest portion here. I'm going to cut the bottom off. So we'll cut this to 4. So remember, we needed our DSP to be 3 by 4. My camera is a little low today. So here's what I have. Most of this is probably going to be waste, although I can use that long strip. So I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to put it aside for later. And now I'm going to cut, on the 4-inch side, I'm going to cut 4 1-inch strips from the designer series paper. So here we go. If you don't have the Stampin' trimmer, let me show you up close. So this is the cutting groove, but opposite on the other side of the cutting groove, can you see that 1 inch? There's a 1 inch measurement, and it's easier, since I'm going to be cutting strips, for me to cut them on the opposite side of the groove. So that's what I'm going to do, and I want 4 of them. 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to give us our 4 pieces. So we're making kind of, what would you call this? A puzzle? Kind of like a puzzle. All right, I think we're done cutting. I can't be sure, but so this is what we have. You see this? And I want to keep them in the same order. Maybe it's like a puzzle or a mosaic, something like that. I don't know. All right, so let's go ahead and burnish the fold on our card base. And then let's add the embossed mat. We're going to put that down flat. By the way, I am away crafting this weekend, and much to my horror, this is the second or third time I've done this, I left my Stamp and Seal Plus at the crafting venue, and I didn't want to open yet another one because I have maybe 3 or 4 open ones, and I have no idea. They're probably in my bags. I think my bags are eating them. I don't know. All right. So anyways, here we go. We have our embossed layer. And let's go ahead and bring in our fresh freesia. And this is where we're going to add all of our little pieces here. Our puzzle. Mosaic. Does this qualify as a mosaic? I don't know. I like to use words the way they work in my mind. And then I confuse everyone. So, but anyways, yeah, I'll call it a puzzle. We're just going to kind of put it together, and we'll have the fresh freesia doing a peekaboo in the background. All right, and I'm just kind of getting an idea of where I want them to be. So I'm going to adhere the very top piece and the very bottom piece, and then that gives me a smaller area to target for the center pieces. And then, oh, we might pop this piece up. Maybe we'll pop this piece up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start adhering these. And again, I'm going to add the bottom layer first. Let's see, I can get a little closer here. I'm just leaving as much of an even border as I can around the 3 sides. And then we're going to do the top one. Oh gosh, I hate this thing. Okay. We'll scooch these down and glue this to the top. Excuse me. So I'm doing the same thing, trying to leave an even border as close to it as I can by eyeballing. I don't measure unless I absolutely have to. All right, and then I can kind of tell where to adhere the final 2 pieces. Let's put this here. We'll go sideways. I think that I can kind of see the lay of the land a little bit better. And more than anything, I want to make sure that this space is even, and this piece doesn't look, you know, kind of wonky. Oh, geez. Okay. And then, let's see, how did we have this? Is that it? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I put them out of order. I think I did. Look at that. All right, let's peel this up. I don't think this one is in the right place. I don't think. Let's see. I feel like this one goes there. Or maybe this is upside down. Oh yeah, there it is. It was upside down. Okay. Or at least I thought so. Let's put this back. All right, turn it sideways. I am being a little bit fussy about these because this is kind of the focal point. And if people are going to look at it, I don't want to make them cross-eyed. There we go. Got it. All right, so we'll stick this one down right in the center. Scooch this over a little bit. Easy peasy, right? At least that's what I say. All right, so that was the hardest part. I'm just going to take my bone folder and kind of seal these pieces in. And, oh, it's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Better make sure that I know where the opening is. There we go. All right. So let us, do I want to go right in the center? The only thing we really have to do now is decide on our sentiment. Let's see. And look for an embellishment. We could go, so I have these two. Let's take a look at our sentiments and see what we have. We could use that congrats. That would fit on the larger one. Or we could do, can we do that all day your way? I kind of like that. The all day your way. Let's see. All day your way. Can we put this to the side a little bit? Let's try that. And then let's see what other colors we can use for ink. Something dark. We could use Mossy Meadow. By the way, if you didn't know, I like to say this a lot, but all of the matchy colors are right on the back of your designer series paper. And maybe the Fresh Freesia, but I'm afraid it might be too light. Let's try it. Let's try it. We have a backup piece in case it doesn't work right. So let's grab some Fresh Freesia ink. I do have the black Memento, but I think I'm feeling really springy. So let's grab, let's see, Fresh Freesia. All right, here we go. And then let's grab that all day your way. Grab that right out. I don't make a lot of birthday cards. I think I do make a fair amount. I make thank you cards most of all. And then I think my second most would be birthdays, but I am horrible about getting them in the mail until later. So I feel like I need more birthday cards in my stash. All right, so we have that all day your way. It's kind of crooked. I don't trust my eyeballs. All right, and we're gonna try it with the Fresh Freesia. So let's open our ink. Don't you think this card is really simple? The designer series paper does the work for you. And you know, by the way, since we're talking about birthday cards, and this is a birthday card, imagine if we used the same layout, the same strips, and we used fun, bright birthday colors, like maybe Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, Summer Splash, I don't know. And we chose maybe, I don't know, a fun border. So you could really change the entire feel of this card, and it could be much more festive. You could even stamp as opposed to embossing that layer. All right, let's see how the Fresh Freesia works. I don't know if it's going to be too light, but we'll see. Does that work? Do you guys think that's too light? I don't know. I kind of like it. Oh, I think it's good. I like it. We're going to stick with that all day your way. So that is all the stamping that we're going to do on this card. And we can go ahead and put the stamp up. Actually, can we stamp on the inside? We could put that it's a good day to celebrate and a little bit of these confetti thingies. I just don't know if they go with the designer series paper I've chosen. Let's not. I'll stick to my normal MO. All right, let's grab some Stampin' Dimensionals because there's no way that every element on my card is going to be flat. I am a dimensional girl. Oh, let's see, before we do that, let's go ahead and adhere this layer down. I needed to decide whether I wanted it off center or center, and I think I'm gonna do off center so that we'll have an interesting space left for the embellishments. They don't have to be symmetrical because symmetrical in some cases is good. In most cases, I don't find it very interesting. All right, there we go. Sometimes when you are adhering to an embossed layer, it's better to use a stronger adhesive, and I would normally have my Stampin' Seal Plus, but like I said, I took it away with me, and it's not on my desktop, and I feel a little crippled without it, to be honest. I'm glad to have a backup, though. When I have company that crafts with me, I give them, I'm stingy. I'm stingy with my Seal Plus. I don't share it very often. I share the other adhesives that I have. I'll share my green glue. I share that quite a bit. All right, so we're adding some Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of our sentiment. And other than an embellishment, we are done. And then I'm going to put this towards the right edge or the opening edge of the card. But I'm just going to turn it a little bit to make sure that I don't go over the edge, because the card has to be able to fit in an envelope one day. One day. There we go. Oh, it's sweet. Isn't it very spring? This is very spring. I love it. Love, love, love it. I wish there were something that we could put on the inside. I mean, I like to leave the sentiment open because most often I send my cards blank and I write a note so that the recipient can repurpose the card and send it on to someone that they want to bless with a nice card. All right, so let's dig out the embellishment. So, hey, look it. I have extra ones for more cards. We did good. We didn't need the backup. But let me show you my very busy stash. This is only a part of it, of embellishment. So let's take a look and see what we think might be good there. Oh, you know what? I think I know already. I love these. I use them quite a bit. So these are the iridescent faceted gems. I think they're really picking up the color. I don't know. These were right on the top. Can you see that? Let's see if I can get out of the glare. There you go. I think we might use those. I have iridescent pearls. Those would look good. These are pecan and clear. That clear might look good, but it's not feeling good like that. We have regular rhinestones. I don't know. Let's go ahead with those. We have pearls. Oh, great. Yeah, let's go ahead and use the iridescent faceted gems. We'll put this one away. That kind of worked out. It jumped right out. And we just have to decide where to put them, and we're done. We're done with our card. Easy peasy. Do you guys like that technique? This is a great way to use up your designer series paper, which I am sure none of us, if you're here and you have crafty experience and you're watching this video, I guarantee that you probably have tons and tons of designer series paper. Oh yeah, I love it. Let's use the putty side here. Thinking about balance here. Put that one there. We're gonna grab another small one. Let's put it here. There we go. I could sprinkle these all over. These are so lovely. Lovely, lovely. All right, let's take a look at our finished card, and we'll talk about what we used. And then you can dig out your products in your scrapbook room, or your craft room, or your craft table, or your craft closet, or your lap. I've done all of the above, by the way. So here we go. What do you think? Oh, this is very lovely. My mom loved yellow flowers. My mom looked great in yellow. She was so beautiful. And so this reminds me of my mom. This would make a really pretty Mother's Day card. All day your way. That could be any celebration, right? It doesn't have to be, it could be birthday. It could be any kind of celebration. I like it. I like that we chose that. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we used. You remember that. In terms of product, we focused on the Day to Celebrate stamp set from the Sale-A-Bration Brochure. If you don't know what Sale-A-Bration is and you're new here, Sale-A-Bration is a campaign where you earn free product just for shopping at $60 increments. You get to select something from the Sale-A-Bration Brochure. By the way, I forgot to tell you earlier, there are additional Sale-A-Bration items that you can earn from that brochure by shopping. So it's everything here. Look at that. That's the one you should get, the beautiful butterflies. I'm teasing. I love butterflies, love them. So there's the More to Celebrate. Celebration is over with in 6 days. 6 days, you guys. All right, so we used the 3D eyelet embossing folder. So that's how we got that lovely background. And really, we use stamp inks and paper. We didn't use a whole lot. That embossing folder it packs a punch, doesn't it? It does a lot of the work for you. We use the Stylish Shape. Oh no, here they go. Stylish Shapes dies. One of my go-tos. Let's put them right underneath. And then finally, we used the iridescent faceted gems. So we didn't need a lot, and we came away with a beautiful, beautiful card. And then we paired it up with the Fresh Freesia ink because it's matchy-matchy, and matchy-matchy is important. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me to create with you. You are going to see me twice next week. So we'll be here on Saturday at 10 o'clock, 10 or 10:15, we'll see. We'll be here Saturday around the same time of next week. I am going to see you with a pop-up live in the evening this week. So you'll see me in extra time. We'll create a card. We'll do a bit of Sale-A-Bration wrap-up. And yeah, that's what the week is going to look like. So thank you so much for allowing me into your space today. Time, your most precious commodity. You spent it with me, and I am very, very grateful for that. Thank you. I don't take it for granted. Thank you for keeping me creative. If you are commenting with me, I don't see any comments coming through. So like I said, I can't always, a lot of times I find them after the live portion of the video is over with. So I will go back and comment and chat with you too. So chat with me below. If you have questions, do that. If you don't have a demonstrator and you need catalogs, leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll make sure that you get catalogs. Hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a crafty and fantastic weekend. Cheers. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.